They keep applying and getting turned down, so why should they? Why are visitors from certain Asian nations being denied entry to the U.S. at such concerning rates? You might think that obtaining a basic visitor visa would be simple, but you would be mistaken. Some countries have such high rejection rates that they might as well be prohibited completely. Here's the actual twist, though. There are unseen tales behind these visa denials that go beyond the papers, of disintegrating regimes, economic collapse, and increasing mistrust. Even worse, several of these nations didn't anticipate it. Join me as we reveal the 10 Asian nations America is leaving in silence. Number 3, Laos. Believe you've already witnessed high rejection rates. Hold on until you hear this in a little nation in Southeast Asia. The United States denied visitor visas to more than 80% of applications in the last year alone. Yes, Laos has an astounding 82.84% rejection rate on its own. In fiscal year 2024, give that some time to settle. This indicates that just roughly 2 out of 10 individuals were accepted, and the situation is becoming worse. The rate increased by about 10% over the prior year, but why? Is it inadequate documentation, a lack of validated financial records, or something more serious? Similar to worries that once applicants get in America, they will vanish into the shadows. Many Laos citizens are unable to persuade U.S. officers that they will ever return home due to the country's weak economic profile, low outbound tourism, and limited travel history. Could a desire to travel become a permanent absence? Many Laotians believe their dreams end at the door of the embassy. Number 2, Uzbekistan. They complete the paperwork, schedule interviews, and wait in hope. But what they receive is categorically denied, and this keeps occurring throughout Uzbekistan. In fiscal year 2024, 64.41% of all, the United States rejected about 2 out of every 3 applicants for business and tourism visas. And this number has been increasing from 59.56% only the previous year. Therefore, it's not a coincidence. The reason behind this expanding wall: inadequate task documentation on the wall, inadequate evidence of ownership, or an increasing suspicion that candidates might not be merely paying a visit. U.S. visa officers are still not persuaded despite the reforms that are being implemented in Uzbekistan. Applicants appear hazardous when they lack solid relationships like long-term contracts or property ownership. Is this the covert cause of America's doors gradually closing? In order for us to continue exploring these hidden realities and provide you with the most enlightening content each week, please click the subscribe button before we continue. You won't be able to speak after what comes next, we assure you. Number 1, Burma, Myanmar. You enter the embassy with everything you were told you would need, including your passport, forms, and dreams, and you leave with just one word stamped on it: denied. In fiscal year 2024, hundreds of people in Burma are dealing with that. More than 62% of applicants were turned down. For a basic U.S. tourist visa, namely 62.58%, which is an increase of over 20 percentage points from the previous year. Let's ponder that figure for a moment. Approximately 2 out of every 3 applicants are rejected. However, the reason for this is that there are more disturbing shadows behind the growing number ever since the nation fell into turmoil. Verification of life in Burma has been more challenging. Work histories disappear and official records lose their credibility. And a lot of candidates are unable to demonstrate that they have a reason to return after arriving in the United States. So what does this imply for visa officers? It signifies uncertainty, and uncertainty signifies denial. Even if you are a true traveler, how can you demonstrate this when the record-keeping system of your country is completely unstable? Even those in college or professionals with sincere intentions are encountering obstacles to their applications. And here's a disquieting notion. When a whole nation begins to be denied en masse, what follows? Do the honest travelers lose hope, or do they discover other methods to attempt entry? What started as paperwork is now turning into a crisis of confidence. For individuals in Burma, the rejection of their visa application represents more than just a trip that won't happen. It signifies a subtle closing of the door on global mobility.